There, I wanted to spend a little time um, not talking. No, that's not right. I wanted to spend a little time uh, sending you a message via me versus typing and share with you a couple of things for those who have read so far and who are into video. I thought I would put in this form. So let's see. Also, to keep my spirits up, I am reading Heather Cox Richardson's newsletter almost daily. It comes out 5 or 6 times a week. It's fantastic. So if you don't read that, I recommend it. It gives a really nice historical twist to the day's news, and she's just fantastic. If you don't know about her yet, I recommend her. I'm also reading Robert Hubble's newsletter, which I've linked to many times in past newsletters. And if you can't find it, it's Robert Hubble on Substack. And his take on the news and perspectives, I think, is really worthwhile. So check that out if you get a chance. I'm just trying to close some tabs so things are not in my eyes. Let's see what else I wanted to share with you. Well, I guess, just a quick summary of the various things that I work on when I do. One is the Quiet Clean PDX action around gas-powered leaf blowers and gas-powered lawn equipment. That's going really well. It's going really well nationally. I would say it's going better nationally in other cities than it is in Portland. But in Portland, we're making some progress too. I would say on the ground in Portland, things are shifting quickly. Like right now, I'm able to talk to you without hearing any leaf blowers in the distance. And that's really a big change that's been happening over the last 5 years or so. You're welcome. Let's see. And then we are about to, on the 16th, the board of my county commissioners are going to probably pass a resolution that says that the county will no longer use gas-powered leaf blowers and will transition their whole fleet away from gas to electric and other tools. And that's also something that the city passed a while ago. That's also going to lead to a work group between the city and the county to do an effort where there will be a ban in our region. So that's something I'm looking forward to. And I may or may not be on that work group, but I'm sure I'll be influencing it in some way. In the last couple of years, we've built up the list, our email list of supporters has gone from 0 to about 1,400. And our website continues to grow in traffic, which is really nice. So that's one issue that I'm continuing to spend time on until we're done, or I get tired of it. We'll see. And so that's something. And then another area that I've been focused on a lot over the years is keeping trees standing and getting more trees planted. And that group, I would say, it's still active, but I think, I don't know if it's just fall or winter, but it feels like the energy for that has kind of dropped off a little bit. So we'll see where that goes in the future. But what's interesting is right at the same time as our group's energy maybe is dissipating a little bit, I think statewide we're getting a lot of activity going, and it's looking like the state of Oregon is going to really start shifting on a lot of different levels. How forestry is done here, how it's taxed, how it's seen. So the state is making some changes, but also people are pushing back also on the federal level. And so there's quite a lot of change coming, which is fantastic because basically clear cutting just sort of happens all the time here, and Oregon's way behind California and Washington in terms of our legal remedies to fight back, and just the zeitgeist in both states I think is better for trees and for those who support their standing. So those are some activisty things. Let's see, what else did I want to share? Another issue which I haven't really been working on as much, but God, somebody really needs to, is the LED lights and just how prevalent they're getting everywhere. And generally, I think LEDs are great, except that the brightness of the LEDs on car lights and on buildings is just over the top. And I just, sometimes I feel like, oh, if I could just clone myself, I would have somebody working on that full time. And there are people working on that. There's an organization called Soft Lights that is working on that. Um, so they're a national organization, but um, I think a lot of the time my mind just goes to where can I make the most change, and the local level seems to always be a place to be pushing, especially using Nextdoor.com and using social media and things like that. So that's another issue. And then main issue and partly the reason I wanted to make this video is because I wanted to bring up the elephant in the room, which no one seems to ever want to talk about, but which is population growth. And, I think as we're all starting to see more and more effects of climate change, um, it's just continues to be the answer to me is to reduce the number of people on the planet. And I know that sounds horrible coming as a sentence like that, but really it's not that big a deal. It's basically a lot of the same principles that VHEMT is promoting, VHEMT.org, which is the Voluntary Human Extinction Movement. And the gist of it is, people, there's all sorts of aspects to it, but one of them is, especially for those of us who didn't have children, you live a great life and then you die out, and then there's that. But then, there's other aspects like cherishing small families, supporting people who don't want to have children, making sex education available at all ages, making sure that we have wanted children, not unwanted pregnancies, making abortion legal, accessible um, to everybody who wants it. So anyway, there's lots more that we could be doing as well to just make, you know, cherish the children that are here versus, bringing on a lot more children who there aren't room for and who oftentimes people can't take care of. So that type of thing. So if you ever hear anyone talking about climate change, a thing to bring up is population. We are trying to figure out how to electrify everything. Here we are trying to figure out how to, keep carbon out of the air. Easy ways to do that: less people. Imagine if we had half as many people on the planet. We're about to hit 8 billion people. If we had 4 billion, we wouldn't have as much plastic in the oceans. We wouldn't have as much species loss. We wouldn't have as much traffic congestion. So if you are in the mood, feel free to raise that issue any chance you get. And it's going to keep being there. We grow by about 80 million people every year on the planet. And that's just not sustainable. You can electrify everything you want to, and you're still going to need electric cars. You're going to need the components for electric cars. You're going to need you know, all of the things that we basically need now. We'll need the electric version of. And so we just don't have the resources for that for this many people on the planet. That's my take on it. And I'll probably do more videos about that because no one's talking about it, or not enough people are talking about it. So I guess I will. Um, I also wanted to mention just a little bit of family news. My dad is um, sort of in a late stages of dementia kind of situation. Um, you know, he's just out there. My mom's caring for him. My brother and sister are caring for him. I'm trying to care for him from a distance. I did just go east not that long ago and got to witness what that kind of life is like. And I wish that, I hope that it's something that he wants. I don't know that he can even really tell anything of what's going on in the world right now, who he is, where he is, that kind of thing. And I'll just skip the rest of my family. Everybody else is doing as well as can be given the current circumstances. What else? I had a great Thanksgiving. I was with friends here in Portland, and I got to um, be with friends. We all did rapid tests before, or got PCR tests before we met together. And then when we arrived at the event, we had something that you would smell to make sure you could still smell, an oximeter reading on your finger, as well as a temperature check. And so, but in the end, we all got to be together inside, and it was just delightful. And I've had a few other really nice gatherings. I had an outdoor Hanukkah party where we made waffle latkes. And that was really a lot of fun using a waffle iron to make latkes. It's an interesting way to go, tasty. And yeah, like I said in the written part of the newsletter, I've been spending a lot of time one on one with people and reaching out and making some new friends. So that's been definitely cheering me. And I intend to do more of that as I go. I feel like it's helping me kind of keep a balance of attention on, the reality of the challenges in our world. And, we all only have one life. And so uh, I want to make the best of mine. And so I want to have it be rich and full of some new energy. And I also want to bring up dating. Like, dating is not happening at all for me right now. I'd like it to be. I'm on all sorts of dating apps. I spend time on them. I feel like I'm kind of getting out there in the world, so I'm sure that will help. But dating is really challenging right now. So if you are in a couple and you have single friends, please help us out and set people up and encourage that. I think single folks could really use as much encouragement and help as we can get right now. Recently, there were a few different sort of matchmaker related things that I acted with, and I've kind of been checking those out. I've also been doing some online, like Zoom dating activities for people who are just. I also joined Meet Mindful as an app, but really all of it has led to very, very little connection with anyone. So it does feel a little bit like a waste of time, but um, one can always hope. I've had a lot of really wonderful relationships in the past, and so hopefully I will land in one of these days. What else? I'll take a sip. Oh, I've been, like I mentioned before, I've been playing a lot of music, and I'm playing a lot of lead. So one of my desires, oh, that's what I'll end with. A couple of my desires. One of them is to either be playing in a cafe somewhere warm and tropical, for some of the winter. I don't really foresee doing that for a lot of it, but I am considering traveling to a warmer place for part of the winter, and perhaps being a singer in a restaurant or cafe or something might be fun. But really, uh, a desire of mine would be to join a jam band of some sort and do some vocals, but also a lot of lead playing. And maybe I'll include in the following part of the newsletter some of that playing that I did recently that I recorded. And what was the other thing that I wanted to mention? Well, I'm always open to opportunities like staying in someone's cabin or coming and visiting somewhere. Definitely kind of in the mood to shake things up a little bit and visit other places that I haven't been yet. At the same time, I spend a lot of time in Portland and a lot of time in this room because I really like it and I like my neighborhood, and I've been making more and more community right around me. So that's been something that's kind of keeping me closer to home. Oh, and we also have a fun new cat named Louie. I'll share a picture. I'm sure I've shared pictures, but if you want to see more of Louie, you can check out my Instagram feed. I've been posting a lot of pictures of Louie there. And I think I'll just end there. I hope things are going well for you. Feel free to reach out anytime. Let me know how you're doing. Be happy to have a coffee or a meal or something if that interests you. And yeah, I'll just leave it there. I just really wanted to try out doing a video as part of my newsletter because I just thought of it. And Thought that would be fun. So that's all from Uncle Albie. Hope all's well with you. Have a great rest of your year. Hope you're figuring out ways to enjoy this life that we have. This is it. This is the one you get. So, figure out how to make it good. Check out the video that I posted above about morning routines. I would be curious to hear what you think. And if you decide to join me on that path, I would be very interested to hear what your experience is. One of my experiences is I feel like I'm not getting as much sleep as I was getting before I started doing this. So that's something to note. All right, adios. Take care. I'll see you again soon.